Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Marvel Monday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Marvel Legends series Controller Build-A-Figure Wave Iron Man. Let's get into it! Let's begin with a look at the packaging. And here on the top, we have Build-A-Figure Marvel's Controller Assortment Numbers 4 and up. Warning! Don't stick things in your pie hole that don't belong there. Now on the top flap here, we have that, I wouldn't really call it Iron Man logo, but it's Iron Man symbol. And then on the top of the front, Marvel Legends series, nice big window showcasing the figure and accessories and the lack of a Build-A-Figure piece, because this is the one figure in the wave that didn't have a piece. Marvel Iron Man Hasbro print. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. On this side, some nice artwork, and I think it's Alex Ross artwork of Iron Man, and then that same artwork on this side. And then on the back, same artwork, just larger. Boop. And again, it looks like Alex Ross artwork, which he is really, really good. I really enjoy his artwork. Marvel Legends series Iron Man. Tony Stark resolves to get back to basics, donning a new stripped-down Iron Man armor, inspired by his most classic design. And then there it is again in some other language. Build-A-Figure, Marvel's Controller. There's the completed figure, which I've already covered. And then here's Crosshair, Iron Man, Thor, Blue Marvel, Madam Hydra, Speedball, Quake, or Maria Hill, depending on which head you put on it, and U.S. Agent, or the Captain. And then numbers here correspond with which part each figure came with. And again, this is the final figure in this series that I'm covering. Everything else has already been covered. You can look that up, and I may even make a little playlist for it and post it here somewhere so that you can click if you want to check those out. Each sold separately, subject to availability. Attention, don't stick things in your French pie hole. Warning, attention, Octoon, don't stick things in any other language pie hole that do not belong there. Don't give it to babies. Marvel print, small fine legalese, made in China print, and Hasbro print. That, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And here we have handy dandy tweezers to help take a look at some of these accessories. And first up, his extra set of hands, which are both fists, a left and a right. Nice molded detail, and molded in the appropriate colored plastic. On an in and out hinge. And same thing applies to the second hand. Now I will say they may have put some gloss or something over the top of this, or there may be a paint app on some of it, but I don't think so. It's just really shiny right there. So, again, very nice looking. Another effect piece that's a little bit newer, but nothing we haven't seen before, is the smoke trail. I don't believe we've gotten it in translucent clear before, or just clear. But there are two of them, and they are the same. And then something we have seen before are the blast effects, and this one has the smaller blast on the outermost portion of it. And two of those exactly the same. And of course, these can be used in several ways. With the figure, he does have repulsor blast hands, so you can put it in his hand just like that. Now he doesn't want to stand up. Or you can put it in the smoke. And probably the best way to do it is run it down the middle from the top and then open it up just slightly to get that effect all the way in there. And you can put it in his hand and use it like that. Or you can also put it in his foot. There's a port right there in the bottom. Or even without the smoke effect, you can do it. So, you know, multiple options for however you want to display, play with, or photograph your figure, whatever it is that you like to do with your figures. Just put them on the shelf and look at them. Whatever it is that keeps you collecting. Well, let's take a look at the figure himself. And I have to say, it's a little disappointing that a lot of the gold used on this figure is not even a paint app. It's the swirly twirly plastic, the face masks, the shoulder pauldrons. It looks like the elbows, maybe the top of the forearm here, that might be paint. It is hard to tell. Or it could be that this piece is a separate piece that's been glued on there. Because I can tell you right now, I see an elbow pin down in there. So they almost... well, they probably fooled a lot of people. They fooled me. And I'll probably forget that it's like that. But it's double hinged, but only one of them is pinless. But they did, looks like, hit both of parts of the knee. And all this is plastic. And then this part up here may be painted. I think it is, but I could be wrong. And then we've got these nice apps here, and it's hard to tell. They kind of look like a sticker, but I would hope that it's not a sticker. I do hope that it is a paint app. And then these two little paint apps right here. But for the most part, this guy's just, you know, colored plastic. But I will say it does have nice molded details, and it does, you know, it does look like Alex Ross artwork. In my opinion, your mileage, of course, may vary. Now let's take a look at his articulation. His neck is on the hinge and ball, and he can look up that high. The neck is also a separate piece from the head and the torso, so it's a three-piece there. He can look down that far. He's got all kinds of chicken neck. He's got some waggle. He can do the full exorcist. At the shoulder, can raise his arm up not quite 90 degrees, and you'll see this piece is a flexible plastic piece, and it does bend up when you put it up like this. You can see it deforms it, but as long as you don't leave it that way very long, it will reform like it's supposed to. Already it's smooth there. 360 degrees of rotation at the shoulder. Cut at the upper bicep for another 360 degrees of rotation. Double hinged elbow. One of them is pinned. And it gives you that much bend. So 360 degrees at the wrist on an in and out hinge. And let me point out, repulsor blast hand with a hinge. And that's on both sides. Cut here where the chest and the abdomen meet. Gives him all kinds of hula. He can lean left and right. He leans back that far and forward that far. Also, he can do a 360 degree rotation there. And nothing, no cut and no ball joint, no anything there at the waist. At the hips, he can give you that much of the splits. He kicks forward, not 90 degrees even. He kicks backwards, pretty good for a Marvel Legends, about 3 steps maybe. There is a cut at the upper thigh. It is partially hidden with this armor piece overlay that goes over it, and you can get a full 360 degree rotation out of that. Double hinged pinless knee. Gives you that much bend. And then at the very top of the shin there is a boot cut for another 360 degrees of rotation. At the ankle, down that far, up that far, and forward facing pin for rocker. And that, my friends, is a look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have a bunch of Marvel Legends Iron Mans. First off, we have the one we're studying in this review, the controller Build-A-Figure Wave Alex Ross designed Iron Man. Then Extremis Iron Man, the Avengers 60th anniversary Beyond Earth's Mightiest Model 1 Iron Man, the 80th anniversary Iron Man, the Walgreens exclusive Silver Centurion Iron Man, Modular Armor Iron Man, and Heroes Return Iron Man. For our final set of comparisons, here we have the Marvel Legends series controller Build-A-Figure Waves Iron Man, with our final Marvel Legends comparison, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee from the G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander, from Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Marvel Legends series, controller Build-A-Figure Waves, Alex Ross designed Iron Man, I have to say it's a very nice design. I love Alex Ross's artwork. He is a master of superhero artwork, I think. Your mileage, of course, may vary. But I think that they did this design a disservice with this figure. Not in the mold or the sculpted detail or anything like that, but in the choice of deco. The majority of the gold on this figure is gold plastic, and it has the swirls and it has the twirls. And very little of it is actual paint app. And I think that's a shame, because this figure would have looked much, much better with those gold paint apps rather than just being done in the gold plastic. Now, I'm not familiar with this design. I haven't read a lot of the more modern comics, and according to the blurb on the box, it says that Tony Stark made this armor to kind of go back to basics and do a stripped down version, but with all those round energy containing pieces, it really doesn't look like this is a scaled down version to me of an Iron Man armor. but that's just me. Overall, it has nice sculpted details, and it looks great, and it has pinless elbows and knees, so that's always a plus. And, you know, the thigh swivels, they tried to hide those under the armor pieces, and they did a pretty good job at that. And the only piece of articulation this figure's missing is a waist rotation or a ball joint there at the waist. You know, either one, and even without it though, it still moves fine, and you can most likely pose it just about any way that you would want to, that you can pose a Marvel Legends figure. So overall, I have to say I do like this figure. I was going to pass on it, but I did. I was out of town, happened across it for $10 at an Ollie's discount store, and decided, hey, $10, that's worth another Iron Man for the Hall of Armor that I will eventually get around to building. Maybe. Someday. But that does it for the review, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further. Or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.